It's just chilling, and all of a sudden, like a huge snowstorm happens right when it doesn't need to happen for the Colonials, and it only happens on the Colonials' fronts, and then the Wardens. Yep.
So, see, is it fun? I like the start of a ward, kind of like the start of a wipe. Like it's cool to.
Yeah, it's all fun. I mean, it's all fun all the time. I mean, there's some times where you're like, yeah, this is obvious, just developer bias. Like a lot of the shit, and you'll see it over. And a lot of the guys that I prompt, like, come Colonial and play Colonial. They'll play Colonial, and they're like, I really want to go play Warden for a war or two. I'm like, yeah, go play that. I'm never going over there. I know what they can do. I've played enough with their weapons and fought against enough of their vessels and tanks that I know what they can do. I know it's obviously misbalanced, so I don't need to go over there and fight, you know? But I encourage everyone who wants to go over there just to experience what the Wardens have and see what their culture's like and everything.
Can you guys use like a Warden vehicles, or is it just like your own?
Some of them, yeah. So we can capture some of them. But every time I do that and I let like friends or whatever go over there and they fight, they always come back and like, wow, our equipment sucks compared to theirs for the most part.
Right.
So like beside like this and this, like nah, like I'd rather have their equipment hands down. Like it's so much easier, so much sleeker, so much faster, so much better. And so they come play Colonial. It's like these are like easy mode or normal mode. Playing as Colonials, veteran and hell mode, to be honest.
Right.
So yeah.
Dang, dude.
So if you're an experienced Colonial fighter or ship person or like tanker, and you fought enough, Warden tanks and Warden equipment, man, you can easily just hop over and just be like, oh yeah, oh this is so much better. And so a lot of guys that go Warden from being veterans on the Colonial side go Warden, and they stay there for like 12 wars, basically a year and a half, and then they come back Colonial and be like, this sucks.
Right.
Because they forget what difficulty's like, because they're used to just everything being so easy.
Right. How big is the map though?
Are you watching?
Yeah.
So I'm right here.
All right.
That's what this intersection looks like.
Right.
Zooming out. This is just this one hex.
Right.
This is kind of the southeast region right here.
Right.
That's the world.
That's the whole world.
Yeah.
So it's not too big, but it's pretty big.
It's rather large, but it's manageable. If you wanted to supply something from where I'm at down here, if you want to supply this tank from Terminus, and you want to bring it straight to the front lines, to here, where all these green dots are fighting blue dot, you got to go through all these roads, cross here.
Wait, so the Wardens are green? Or the
We're green. We're green. So we're green. They're blue. So after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to redeploy to Callahan's, and I'm going to fight there once I get done with this upgrade.
Is this game made by like German people or something, like Germans?
No, mostly Americans.
Well,
they just modeled everything after like World War I, World War II, and then gave it a little bit of Greek and Roman mythology and a little Celtic mythology. Like all the names are a little bit weird. Yeah. So the names resemble like Greek and Roman or Celtic.
Weird.
Like,
so how OP is the tank though? Like,
depends on the tank. Like this one I'm driving around now is just an armored personnel carrier. It just gets people to where they're going under protection. So they just duck, and I just drive, and then I drop them off.
Is all that stuff made by like players too?
Everything's made by players. All this shit here you see right here on my
Even the
screen,
train
all
tracks?
player
Train
made.
tracks?
Yep, even the train tracks, the switches, the train tracks, this truck, these things to my left,
The roads?
things I'm
Not the
driving, the
roads.
road, the little green, little roads right here, these little buildings in front of me, all that's player made.
Can you go inside the buildings too?
The light poles, player made, and the wires they ran, player made. You can't go in the buildings here, but you can go in some of the other buildings. This little like what we call burrito to my left, this little gas looking burrito thing, that's player made. This platform I'm about to drive on to upgrade this thing, player made.
Yeah.
Zoom in here. So this is the regular APC, armored personnel carrier. Normally I just drive this up and it can resist tank shots like a couple of times. It's also amphibious. I can drive this in water and land on a beach or whatever. But this isn't enough for where we're at, my regiment. We need machine guns on this thing. So what I'm about to do this. It says the AB11 Doru. It installs a 12.7 millimeter or 50 cal on the starboard side, on the right side. So that's what I'm about to upgrade.
Oh, wow.
But the requirements is 5 process construction materials, which I have. There's 36 in this, but I need 3 of these ASM3s, assembly material 3. I need 3. So personally, I know I can get them from this little building right here. So I'm going to go here, assembly material 3.
Oh, a question.
Thank you very much.
What's like the most powerful vehicle slash like weapon, like or artillery or whatever? Like when someone sees one, they're like, "Oh crap, they got one of those things." Like besides, like, is there like a behemoth type of thing, like that kind of
Yeah, 300 millimeters.
like a tank or something?
300 millimeter. You ever seen World War II?
Oh,
They got the
artillery, you're saying?
yeah. You're asking about artillery, right?
Or just anything, like any big, like what's the biggest like vehicle, like biggest
The
baddest
biggest gun in the game is a 300 millimeter
from the artillery?
from artillery. Yeah,
What about a vehicle though?
the 250 millimeter.
What is it? What type of vehicle is it?
A very large cannon, but it's very slow. But that's not even the deadliest. That's just the biggest caliber.
I just mean like the biggest vehicle with like the most guns, like the most like everything, just like the most.
That would be
powerful
like
vehicle.
that'd be a super heavy tank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have super heavy tanks. We have battle tanks. We have assault tanks. Just depends on the type of tank. The Warden super heavy tanks are awesome. Ours is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
It's a meme. It's so bad it's a meme. So their super heavy tank, they put their gun on the very, very, very tippy front, which extends the barrel another 6 meters, which means they get extra 6 meters of shooting distance. So they sell it like, oh, it's only 45 meters of shooting distance. And then we're like, yeah, normally if it's in the middle of the tank, but you put it at the very edge front, which gives it another 6 meters. So you're shooting at 51 meters from the edge of the barrel to where it lands. But the devs don't tell you that, right?
What about yours? What's the colonial thing shoot?
40 meters. Ours only shoot 40 meters.
Oh, damn.
So it's like 16 meters of distance. So
Yeah,
we
that's a
could be
lot.
sitting there and they could just drive up within 15 meters of where the base they need to shoot us back up 10 meters. We could never even catch them. And also, their tanks are faster forward and back and reverse faster than we can go forward.
Dang, dude.
So the
You guys have, like,
devs
more health
fucking
or
hate
anything?
us. We have better health. They have better armor. Armor bounces shells left and right. Health only absorbs hits.
Yeah.
They'll bitch and moan like, "Oh, we never killed you." It's like, yeah, but we don't have any armor now. We have less armor, more health, which means
Yeah.
once they shoot us 2 or 3 times, our armor is gone. If we shoot them 10 times, there's like 7 times their armor will bounce it, which means they take no hits. It just bounces, which means we have to hit them 3 times the amount to do the same amount of damage they can do us in 3 hits. It's fucking loaded. So we got better as tankers and fighters. So we know how to fight them on their terms. And that's what's dangerous because the devs know this. So whenever they give us like a new piece of equipment, we know how to fight with it so well. We're like damn near professionals. So they nerf it. Or they find some new way to like give them the equivalent of that. And they still don't know how to use it. So we still exploit it. We still know how to fight better with it.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny how that happens. And of course, they'll bitch and moan on Reddit and everything else. They have a lot of streamers on the Warden side, so a lot of it is streamer based too. So if the streamers don't like the way things are going for the Wardens, they'll bitch and moan on stream, and then the developers get online like, how can we nerf the fucking Colonials without nerfing them? But we're really nerfing them. Here's what we'll do: we'll make it like a motorcycle that like is fast and like absorbs lots of hits, and then you can have like 3 guys in it. We'll do dumb shit like that,
Right.
and we see it, but we still play. So we win about as much as the Wardens lose, and as much as the Wardens win, we lose as much as the Wardens will win.
Yeah.
So they call that balance. I think that's just fucking playing numbers so they can look good. But if truly we had the same kind of a gear and equipment they had and they were actually balanced, the Colonials would be fucking dunking on the Wardens every damn war with the amount of skill set we have. Just because we know how to fight. But they hamstring us every fucking way we ever try. So whatever. We just do what we can. I mean, there's wars where, people get like a win streak for like 7 win streaks. But the only time the Wardens get a win streak is when they have a lot of their gear just so obviously in their favor that we can't even fight it, So that's a lot of times that's what happened. If we get a win streak, it's because we have a piece of gear that is normal that we've just been capitalizing on, and so we get nerfed, or they get a new piece of equipment that they haven't really learned how to use yet, and we're still fucking them up while they're learning how to use it. And then they nerf something of ours. Usually the thing that we use to kill every piece of equipment they were trying to use,
Right. Can the submarines go underwater too?
Yeah.
Are there boats?
Yeah, boats, submarines, ships.
Are there big boats? Are there big ships? I know that. I'm watching.
So now you'll notice there's a machine gun on it.
Oh, hold on, let me check. Yeah. Dang.
And so now I'm going to drive this and then store it. 12:30. Not bad. Yeah, buddy. Literally. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to store it in our regimental stockpile. So at like ship depots and like on land depots, you could actually store like a personal stockpile.
Yeah.
Each person can store their own and name it like Dirty Squirrel or like I fucked my mom or whatever. That's their personal stockpile, and no one has access to unless they give the keys or the codes to. Kind of like Rust. And then there's a regimental stockpile, which is if you're part of a regiment like I am. All these guys to my right, all people of the 69th. We make a regimental stockpile, and then we store everything we all make into the same one, and we give the codes out to trusted members. So that's where I'm about to go store this puppy at, because I'm not about to drive 2.5 hexes to take this up to the place where we need it. I'd rather just store these here as blanks ready to go. So if we're in trouble, someone can literally hop over here, grab one of these, fill it full of resources and guns. Nope. I was a long time ago. She was misbehaving, and then I took the ring back. Not behaving the way a woman should when a man's away and she's engaged. No, just she was exploring. She was exploring her stuff, And so I'm going to take this. I'm going to dump this in here. So if you see here, it says AB11 Duru. That's in our stockpile. And we have AB8 Acheron. So these is what I'm using to upgrade. And I'm about to submit this AB11 Doro in. And there we go. We have 3 Dorus ready to go. And this is meant, so we're over here, right? Terminus.
Hold on, I'm doing the thing here.
So we're down here. We need to go 1.5 hexes up to use it. So yeah, I'm not about to drive 3 of these bitches up there. That's just too. I could do it. It'd be 15 minutes one way. That's about an hour of work going back and forth. Which is not a big deal, but I just don't want these to go in the wrong hands. Because sometimes you get randoms come along and be like, oh, this is an armored personnel carrier with a 50 cal. Oh, you need to upgrade these. These are really nice. But they'll drive it off and lose it. Or it'll get captured or blown up by something.
Yeah.
I want them here so I can be like, bros, pull from here, armor it up, put whatever you need to do it, and go up. In 10 minutes they can be reactive.
Right.
So I'm going to tell everyone we got over there.
What? Oh. What do you mean you're live? What, you have your channel or something? How many subscribers do you have? You post video? Is anybody watching you right now? What, mine? Yeah. What about the last time you posted a video? all your subscribers your friends? No. What's your YouTube channel? That's your spot. I'll praise for it. No, my thing is glitched. Here, is it just your name? And Rust? Are there any spaces? Thing. Yeah, your thing isn't showing up though. Well, yeah, but it's not showing up. BETTERTHANYOU. The capital matter. Oh, I did YOU. 5 subscribers. Did you make a bunch of did you make Fortnite videos? Yeah, I don't see it, dude. Just spell it out for me, man. Capital for my. Oh, EE. What? Whoa, you just repeated the same thing like 30 times. Start from this again. Start it from this. Yeah. Right. Oh, I found it. Gorilla Tag. You play Gorilla Tag? I used to play Gorilla Tag. Yeah, see it, I'm watching right now. Alright, I'm gonna play War Thunder. Do you play War Thunder? Yeah, but just because something's a better game doesn't. Oh, they updated this. Just because something's a better game doesn't mean that you should delete a good game.
I think I'm gonna cook some food here.
What are you gonna cook?
Chicken.
What type of chicken?
Roasted chicken. A little bit of jalapenos. Some squash. Probably.
Have you ever done the 1 chip challenge? You done it? I've done it like 3 or 4 times. I did it at school too. One time. But then they got banned at school. I am pretty popular.
I just be like, if you're gonna do the 1 chip challenge, that's cool, but
I'm so popular.
your grade's gonna go down by one one whole freaking grade step. Just
Oh, yeah.
because I know they're dumb.
I still have a 1 chip challenge even though they got discontinued. I have one in my desk right now. I play on top of it every single day. I'll sell it. I'll sell it in like 10 years, 20 years for like $1 million or $1 billion
Literally.
or something. Like, yeah,
Literally.
it's up for like probably 8 grand.
You know the
Um,
Chinese. You know the
I'm
Chinese will
happy.
just like make the equivalent and then just put it in the same packaging,
Right.
and they're just like, here it is.
Chinese can use the same ingredients to make something, but just still manage to make it taste worse.
It's probably made by dog.
Probably made by a little kid. Puppies. Little puppies.
Noodles. Maybe.
That's like just sad, dog. Just sad. Nice.
Oh yeah, he spells that. It's a little racist.
Hey, racism does not hurt everyone. Or every then and then. Or like every day. Anytime we can choose, I mean. How old is he? And how old are you? Oh, you're not older than him. Well, that doesn't count. When you're no, when you're in like your 40s, dude. When you're in like your when you get into like your 20s, you're gonna be like, if you're within like 3 years of somebody's age, like you're the same age, pretty much. That's just how it works. Yes, it is. Ask T, dude. if someone's within 3 years of your age, does that pretty much make them the same age as you? Would you say?
Oh,
Actually, I think. Oh, he's here.
does it make them? I mean,
Like-
everyone. Here's the thing. Everyone just says, "Oh, cool, you're less age than me." Okay, that's kind of how it happens. At a certain age, you just kind of like don't care about age anymore, and everyone below you just says, and like a reverse sliding scale, like cares about age.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
He
and
said,
then
like,
one day they'll come up to that somewhat golden year where they're like, you know what, nothing fucking matters.
what he's saying
And
is
so-
like people like when they're like 20 or like 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever, like they still compare their age by months. I was saying like if you're within like 3 years of the same age, like you're pretty much the same age once you get to that age. People don't really compare.
There's minor things.
That's literally what I said, and you disagreed with, bud.
There's minor things. So like a 37-year-old man who wants to like date like a 25-year-old woman, like she can be like whatever and he can be like whatever, right? But they're both still adults, right? But a 50-year-old woman can't date a 25-year-old man generally because they're outside of each other's social circles and everything else and time histories. He wants different things. She wants
Bro,
different-
age is just a number.
there's a lot of like weird kind of things that go into that, but yeah, in general, if you're just doing numbers to numbers, in general, men when they're younger have all the potential in the world, all the potential, and women don't see that in men. They don't see potential in men when they're young. So women look for older men who are more established and got lots more money and resources, security, all that shit. So they look for older when they're young. So if you're an older woman and you're still looking for older men, well, that's great. Maybe you'll find that. You probably will. But older men are looking for younger women because they're looking to min max the things they didn't have when they were younger with things that they are now with their older selves. So a lot of guys tend to have access to resources, security, the ability to like father a family, have lands, research, horses, four-wheelers, shit like that. So age isn't exactly a good comparison across the board between men and women. It is for men to men. It isn't for men to women because usually that's how it goes is people are looking for what's the best age for this. It's like, well, for men to men, I can tell you only for men to men. But for men to women, it's going to be a lot of fucking legwork to tell you or explain.
For men to
how
men,
that
no
is.
age. You wanna know why? Because men shouldn't be with men. They should be with women. Disgusting.
Yeah. Well, then there's like, an 18-year-old man, he can't really, unless he's been given like, a birth grace, he was lucky, born into money. Still, he's got a lot of debt to earn that because no one's going to respect him for all his money. They're going to respect his money, not him. So he needs to earn his money. Otherwise, he needs to keep an illusion of that his money is better than they are. And so he needs to keep that and lord that over them, or else they won't respect him. That's only because of his money. So if a man was young, 18, and by 28 in 10 years made a fuck ton of money, then they would respect him and his money because he did that on his own. Versus a man who was given a fuck ton of money at 18. So it's like a sliding scale among many different dimensions between men. So, but for women, it's different. If a woman gets money at 18 or a woman gets money at 28, they don't give a shit because they don't care about the respect between women at either age for the money. They respect the money, not the ability or how they made it. Men are the opposite. We respect the way you made it or how you gained it to get to that stage. Women do not.
Not all of them, but most of them.
99% don't, but 1% do.
All the
And
women in my family.
yeah, there's like a 1% out there that do. But even still, on the base edge of it, if you said, well, if you were made a paraplegic and you couldn't write and you forgot how to speak and you couldn't make words, would you still respect that? And a lot of times they're like, no, I would respect the man who could make his own money, who's going to make more money probably than a guy who is given money who doesn't know how to make more money. That's what they're going to do.
Hey, my wife has been with me since the start, so I respect her for that.
But with that, I'm going
Whoa,
to go ahead and
there's a
cook
jet.
this food. I'll catch y'all later. Let me think. It's a Monday wipe, so it'll be fun. Hopefully I'm on.
Did you guys
Yeah.
wait? T, have you ever played War Thunder?
I played War Thunder. It's fun. Not enough for me to reinstall though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got World of Tanks, War Thunder. It's been fun. I like.
Oh, did you play
for
the
what they were.
planes or did you play the?
I played World of Warships, World of Tanks, War
Oh,
Thunder.
World of Warships. I like World of Warships. Do you like that game?
They're all the same developer, but yeah, I mean they're all fun.
No, World of Warships is different than War Thunder.
They're all kind of weird subsidiaries.
But did you play like the aviation in War Thunder, or did you do the
Yeah.
tanks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all real fun.
Do you like
It's,
Battlefield?
I haven't played Battlefield truly in like 10 years, but it's always pretty fun. I like Battlefield better than Call of Duty.
I like Battlefield 1 a lot. Battlefield is fun.
Yeah, Call of Duty sucks because it's just like tiny ass maps. Everyone's just slip sliding all over the fucking place, so they're all covered in oil. It's just stupid. Like it's like, yeah, it's like, bro, why the fuck are you sliding up a fucking staircase? This is fucking stupid. Like stopping right there and falling over for like 6 seconds. Like I want to make a game where like you just can't slip slide all over the fucking place like you're fucking covered in Diddy oil. Like half of these bitches out there couldn't even fight a real battle if they couldn't slide all over the damn place. But whatever.